Okay, your background is quite extensive at Quest in helping that college quest, but just take us through a parent, Mr. and Mrs. GQ Public comes to you somewhat worried. What do you do to find clarity and assessment and deciding how you can help them, if you can help them in their college search?
Well, I think first thing you have to ask about their son or daughter. What are their academics like? What are they interested in? Is there anything that they've set their heart on, on studying and learning? What is the best way they learn? Some of us need a teacher to help us along. Some of us can learn things on our own. Do you want to be close to home, far away from home? How did you do on the S.A.Ts?
Do you want to talk to the kid, too? It's a holistic approach.
Yes, I'd like to.
Because the parents sometimes say different things than the child might say, or the student say in private?
Of course, because they're going to have different interests that parents won't be thinking about.
Right.
They're going to think about how they make friends. They're going to think about what's nearby. They may think about the social life on campus. They're going to think about what extracurricular activities they might want to join. But they're also going to think about the academics a bit.
So after you have this conversation, what's the next step? When you get some perspective on what the parents want, and they like you, what do you do next?
Well, the thing I'd like, and this is the thing I like the most about what I do, is I like to do some research. If I know a student and a family's preferences, I could develop a short list of schools for them. And if I know that their financial situation is either very positive or very negative, we can see what's cost effective for them.
That's very germane, I guess is the term right now. In my research for this interview, it's something C.S.S. profile. Are you up to date on financial aid and grants and everything?
Yes, the C.S.S. is a form that a lot of private schools use. The University of North Carolina, Georgia Tech use it. University of Virginia use it too. The C.S.S. profile is a much more detailed financial aid form than what the federal government uses. They use the free application for federal student aid, more infamously known as the F.A.F.S.A. The F.A.F.S.A. every school requires, and you cannot get a student loan, for instance, without filling out a F.A.F.S.A. You cannot get a Pell Grant if you're an economically disadvantaged student without a F.A.F.S.A. The C.S.S. profile is used by colleges to allocate their own funds. So it's used, there are funds in the school's endowment, there are grants and scholarships, some are need-based, some are merit-based. So the C.S.S. profile asks more detailed questions about you. For instance, let's say you're a family that's been divorced. They will look at the custodial parent, the one that the student lives with most of the year, and they'll look at the non-custodial parent's assets. A C.S.S. profile will look at if a family is if either parent is self-employed. They'll look at the business assets as well. Most cases, the C.S.S. profile will lead to a better aid picture than just the F.A.F.S.A. by itself.